Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rise of Nations. This is a little ambitious of us trying to cast a 4v4 game.
Yeah, look, it's pretty intense machine, I'll be honest. This was kind of sprung on me and I went, sure, we can cast a 4v4 game of Rise of Nations, which is a very intense game, as I'm sure you all know by now.
Yeah, I mean, some people have requested that we do like a larger game and also a game that goes on for a while and you see some of the later ages. So this one, it is a bit of a longer game than what you're probably used to from our channel. So it is a 4v4 game. We will introduce our players. It's going to be Dante as the Russians, the Donald as... There's a Trump joke in there somewhere. I was going to say, like, Donald is the racist.
Donald as the Spanish, which is real awkward.
Yeah.
Given how he feels about Mexico, I'm going to roll with that.
All right, we've got... that's the other side, actually. So it is Matthew FR as the British, and lastly, it will be W4D.coin as the Russians.
Yes.
So it's not quite like north and south, but it's kind of left and right, I guess.
We'll roll with left and right for the sake of argument, and we'll probably roll with color names as opposed to player names after this. So we've got Spirit as our purple Aztecs. I'm gonna roll with that, and as our white Nubians, it will be Prolays, who have casted before, of course.
It's Super Pro.
Super Pro. As our Egyptians, it will be Cat Lover as our Egyptians, and finally as our I think it's Iroquois.
Oh, it's Iroquois, noob.
Iroquois. I knew it was like Iroquois sounds terrible.
Iroquois.
Yeah, Iroquois. I've heard that pronounced like once. So yeah, Iroquois. So Elbu will be our Iroquois.
Alright, so we have a Spearman. This is from the Iroquois.
They're already taking attrition, which makes me think, I'm pretty sure you get...
Russians do,
yeah, get attrition damage, to start off with, yeah.
Attrition damage to enemy units in your territory increased by 100%. Attrition upgrades are free.
Yes, so you start off with attrition.
Yeah, and they're receiving twice as much damage as well. The problem here, though, for the yellow, Elbu, he only has one city. That's his second city now, but it's a bit too late.
Most people.
Also, even for Cat Lover, like... Actually, he's playing... That's funny. He's playing Egyptians.
Yeah. Egyptians is cool because additional farms. Plus
like I was gonna say, because Egyptians kind of like worship cats as like a holy symbol kind of thing.
God. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it has one city. In Rise of Nations, as you can see, pretty much every other player doing, it's all about like really quickly expanding. Like unless you have some crazy like rush strategy in mind, which I mean I don't think we've seen any kind of rushes from either of these two players. I mean, I guess with Egyptians, since you have 7 farms, you can kind of go commerce first. So I guess that's what we're seeing him, but then you lose, like, territory and stuff. Yeah, either way, we'll try and keep our eyes on the action, make sure we don't miss anything, but it's a little bit tricky with so many players, and the icons are kind of small in the mini-map.
Definitely are. So yeah, Elbu went for like the 1 military, but I think it's really bad luck that he got placed next to Coin, who's playing Russians, and he starts taking attrition damage. Like, that's why he obviously didn't go for the second city. He was looking for like really early aggression. He's like, I don't know if he's still running around in there. He had some...
Well, there's
spearmen running around.
Yeah, there's actually a lot. So we have a couple... There's a bowman, there's a spearman, which I think is the basic infantry.
Yeah. Looking for a bit of harassment, I suppose. I mean, it might work in a team game.
Yeah, it's kind of hard in 1v1s though, just because like the map is so like big. The travel time's a lot more. You take more attrition damage. He has found a couple of these villages, but they just evacuate, or rather garrison inside of that city.
It's at least delaying mining time, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think they're also looking for merchants as well.
Merchant sniping is actually a nice way to go early.
Yeah, they have better scouts. Anyway, so yeah, not really a huge setback here because the bowman just walked away. So he just evacuated the cities. Also, this is actually Dutch, so they do have like armed merchants and caravans. So yeah, not much like here really from Elbu.
Yeah.
He's tried to harass a Russia that starts with attrition, then he harasses Dutch with armed merchants.
Yeah, he's just like, why is this merchant firing at my bowman? What is going on here? Absolute madness. Man, have it again. It's just like,
Dutches are a really strong faction.
It's like the worst start. This is the worst start. It's not that fun.
Alright, so Catlov is actually rushing out a Colossus. He's Egyptian, so the wonders are actually cheaper. Colossus is pretty hotly contested, getting that extra wealth income.
And you get them the age earlier, don't you, as well?
Yeah, but he's
Egyptians,
classical age anyway,
yeah, that's
so
true,
it doesn't
yeah.
actually matter. So he has a second city now. Does Cat Lover, the orange.
Starting to get these expansions out. Short of that, nothing like super surprising across the board. Like most of our players going for their one upgrades in everything: military, commerce, civic, and science. Everyone's got the ones coming out.
Yeah, they're all basically reaching the classical age now, apart from El Bu. Man, this guy, he's like ancient age still. He finally has a second city, which is nice. But like the main actions we're gonna see here are between Spirit and between this white guy, Prolays. They're close together, and also between the Aqua and the green. Or no, sorry, it's Aqua and yellow.
Aqua and yellow,
Those are the teams. So you'll probably see some fighting around here. But there's a lot of empty space in the middle. And the thing is, when you're playing a 4v4 game, is territory is actually like a lot harder to come by. The maps there's just less room to go around. So it'll get to the stage where after the three cities, like there isn't going to really be room to expand. Whereas in a 1v1 game, like you kind of have heaps of room. It's not really an issue.
It's like important for taxation and other reasons.
Yeah.
Getting the wealth income, which is quite nice. Yeah, not much else to say really. Like Colossus is getting pretty close to done, isn't it? Like it's starting to get there. Seeing some universities start coming online as well. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I think in 4v4 games there's a bit less early action because it's harder to make the investment of like harassment worth it, especially since you have teammates that can support you if you are going to get rushed.
Like economically maxing out cities seems like a bit bigger as well. Like in a regular 1v1 game, I think we'd see like 3 cities. Like by this point, a lot of the time, or like 2 cities into harassment. Whereas here we're like starting to see like economic max outs on each of the cities, like more farms, more workers actually going onto the lumber camps as well. More citizens going into the lumber camps. So
yeah, but we do have stables now on these forward players' cities, so we should start to see some action towards those 2 players. And still, the harassment here from El Boot will try and deny one of these merchants.
Our merchants.
Well, a merchant, yeah. It is tragically the armed one, but he still should be able to make some good progress with it. And the third city now here for Dante, the red player, he's the Dutch. So he's going to be a bit of an economic powerhouse if he can get those 3 cities online. Colossus has finished as well here for the orange Egyptians.
Cat lover. Starting the wonder count here for our left team. Yeah, so stables like first generally means a bit of harassment. Like stables now like generally means you might see a bit of harassment coming out. Not everyone's gonna have attrition as well.
Okay, that's the third city from yellow. And they're in a line together, so it's going to be harder to take one of them down individually. We have a couple of barracks units coming out here. No sign of any siege just yet. And so the thing is as well, the Aqua player, he went Republic, so he can't really attack until he actually gets a supply wagon, which requires medieval age.
Yeah.
You can't, you don't get the attrition, well, the supply benefit from the senator. It's only the despot. You would get bribe instead. He actually went for the ambush to get a bit of scouting off with his Republic, so he kind of sees what's going on in the base of yellow.
Temples getting thrown down in these forward cities as well. It can be nice not only for the taxation upgrade, which is really important. You also get the additional hit points on the city, which is going to make it harder to take down. Now everyone's starting to move towards medieval. We're getting pretty close now. Most of our players almost have the amount of required other upgrades to advance to medieval. Now just, after the resources, after maxing out these third cities.
Okay, so actually we have bit of an army here. That's from Spirit, the purple player. There's a tower there though, and it is a garrison with some villages, so it's going to be a bit harder to actually try and find some harassment with this. You may just go for a caravan sniper, or maybe for the main base. There's no towers there near Madrid.
Markot's halfway up along there as well, and the caravan is going back and forth, so that could be a a pretty nice blow, taking out the caravan.
Yeah, he's actually ambushed
Stealth
it.
him in, yeah, he ambushed. Nicely played. Ooh, smart play. So the market's like halfway along the caravan route, so you can garrison inside the market. The caravan can go inside the market if there is any like aggression onto them. That's a pretty cool placement of the market. I have to remember that.
Yeah. Also, like if you put it near a rare resource, so that you can garrison your merchant. Bit of harassment as well. He actually defended his merchant with a bowman, so that was pretty clever. So now for the orange, he's actually like out of territory unless he expands backwards.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have any room for a third city.
He's kind of running stuff onto the ground there. I think our players do kind of run into each other.
Yeah.
Same with like yellow. He had to kind of transition sideways because orange just like cat lover just went like straight down. He just cut him off. It's just like, you're not getting any of this middle. I'm getting all of it.
Yeah.
So,
Aqua has like more territory than both yellow and orange combined.
Despite them both trying to cut it off.
Yeah, and we see both of our armies, both of our players here actually have some armies. We've got only Ancient Age units. A catapult's going to be sieging, oh man, Krasnoyarsk.
Yeah, and look how the temple's placed. It's in behind the lumber camp, which is going to be really hard to siege. So you're just going to have to go for the city and just like see how it goes. This army could get cut off here. No, another ambush comes out.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
So it's a lot of hoplites.
Yeah.
So the hoplites are good against buildings, like relative to other infantry. These catapults don't actually have siege. Despot maybe should stay there so they have that better firing rate.
Probably should.
So yeah, this city is actually taken pretty low here.
Starting to pull back. Yeah, this is good. Play defensively.
There is the support of both orange and yellow. So nice teamwork, having the healing as well from the senator. We do need to see someone else from the right side support. We actually have now red Dante. He's going to be swinging down some cavalry units. But again, there's a lot of hoplites.
Yeah, probably not. You need like a few cats to actually take out one of those catapults.
Yeah, ideally
that's what he's looking for. Like, if you can, like, maybe even stealth up to them, if you can ambush up to the catapults and take them out, that's the main thing. Like, deal with the siege, and then the army, you can kind of deal with it from there.
Ideally, you do actually want to have the light cavalry anyway. Meanwhile, at the northern side of the front, we have the catapult doing some sieging onto the woodcutters camp of all things. All the army is actually not defending the catapult; it's inside of that the city. All right, we do have some units coming in trying to take down these catapults. Army's kind of out of position here, but at least he will be able to force away the cataphract.
Yeah, gonna have to back off here. Crossbowmen moving in for support as well, but well, that's actually a pretty big army. There was stations inside Krasnoyarsk. What do you mean?
Almost.
I tried really hard, machine. So it looks like the catapults are gonna get taken out here.
Oh, I just leaves them to die.
Come in from yellow. He's gonna collapse onto this now.
Yeah, not very good coordination
though.
though.
That's not good at all.
As yellow attacks, orange retreats. That's pretty scumbag, and now he's leaving the yellow's army to die. Wow.
Bowman could be in some pretty serious trouble here.
Though I think the reason why orange retreated, he wanted to upgrade his pikemen before he had the hoplites, which is ancient age. So it's going up for 2 ages. Pretty important. So we have like a really forward city here from green, and it's actually not connected to his territory. It's not Company of Heroes, so it doesn't actually matter, but it just kind of looks fun on the map. And it's only a small city, it's undefended, so it might get taken out pretty quickly.
It's definitely bait. Easy to go into. I think that was what I was looking for. There was like the only free space in the middle. Like that was the only place you get to actually build a city, and not just get forced back.
Like once again, you can expand backwards, but like you really do want to expand forwards to contest that territory. You can always expand backwards.
Yeah, if you expand like too close to enemy territory, not only it can't be too close to enemy cities or forts. You can also run the risk of them getting ahead of you on civic, and then you just the city ends up like falling away. Like the borders actually move, and you can't like repair buildings that are inside of enemy territory. And same with your mining in lumber camps. If
it's the worst.
If the wood or the mountain, like the mine, isn't actually within your territory, you can't mine like as many citizens on that. Like if there's half the mountain inside your territory, you can only mine from half the mountain. So that might only be 4 citizens on a mining camp. Territory really does matter, like civic upgrades.
All right, so we actually see Blue's trying to expand forward, but I don't think he'll finish it. The army here from white is very close and already has a catapult there as well. He doesn't actually have vision of it though, so he doesn't see the city going down, but he could reveal it at any moment.
Prolez is playing really good, man. He's like already hit gunpowder.
Yeah, Prolez is certainly one of the best players, and we do see the army from orange going to take this base down. There's no defense there. There's a tower coming, but it's not actually finished. There's only a city garrison, but it won't be enough to defend against the catapults, these medieval age pikemen. So yeah, a little bit bold building that city with no defense, considering how far forward it was. I don't think there's even much of a standing army for green anyway.
Not really. He's trying to get a few more units in from the barracks immediately into the city to increase its attack. Catapults could actually get, dove upon here. The pikemen are going to take out one of them. If they can take out the second one, that's probably the main thing. This army's going to go down one way or the other. So taking out the catapults is really going to buy a lot of time here for right team.
A nice flank as well from yellow. This aqua army's getting crushed. He only got one catapult.
Yeah, the other one is so low, but it doesn't quite get taken out.
And even then, like, it wouldn't have mattered. The pikemen can take that city down pretty quickly.
That's true.
So we had this blue city who actually was denied there by white prolays. So that's nice to see. And this city... So get captured. I mean, Red's moving in. He doesn't have much of an army, but he has a lot of crossbowmen, and there's mainly pikemen, which are obviously countered by the crossbowmen.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Like, force of numbers can really kind of pay into this a bit, I suppose. Yeah, crossbowmen are starting. They're actually sniping down a fair few of those pikemen as they're running in. This is a pretty good play.
Hey, piece of trivia. So notice how this supply has no wheels?
Yes.
It's because it's an American Indian tribe, and they didn't have wheel.
Oh yeah, they just dragged the thing,
They didn't have
Okay.
wheels until the Europeans came along.
Fun trivia. I like
Yeah. I knew that because I've been watching Crash Course US History.
it. I like the insight mission. I like the insight just as much as I like this rotation coming in from.
Oh man, look at Prolay's
Donald.
army. He's got a big army
it's
and it's
Prolay's
gunpowder age as well.
I thought that was blue for a second, but it's definitely not.
Yeah, and that's once again the left side. So this city is definitely going to get captured here.
Man, Prolay's has such a huge army. He's different. Here's bomber. He's got these cannons, man. Like,
Yeah, he's certainly ahead.
pretty intense.
But we do see Red and Aqua. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, Red.
Yeah, red and aqua.
They're also on gunpowder too, so he isn't the only one.
Yeah, Aqua's like researching it at the moment, so in the process of heading there. The rest of our lovely players still in the medieval age for the moment, and upgrades really do matter.
A couple of spies here from Dante, so you can actually capture those heavy knights, or bribe them rather.
Oh, nice. I think they captured a building, a house there actually.
What?
Oh no, it's a merchant.
You can't.
I was like, I'm in like Age of Empires 3 mode,
Yeah.
like from playing too much on the weekend. I'm just like, what I was gonna say, like if that was a house, I forget you don't actually like that's not how you how one.
And you
pop
can't
caps.
capture buildings anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was just like, that's not how one pop caps in like in
Rise of Nations.
in Rise
yeah.
of Nations. So yeah, that'd be funny though, because I just like, yeah, he's gonna supply block him. It's just like, what is this, like StarCraft 2 / Age of Empires 3? No.
To be
Playing
fair
Rise
though,
of
it does
Nations.
look a lot like an Age of Empires 3
Yeah,
house.
it does. It
It's
really
like the
does.
same
Like
architecture.
I've just been playing way too much of that on the weekends.
All right, here we go. A bit of an engagement between Yellow and Aqua, but the city's nearby, so can just garrison that one. Once again, there's no supply from Yellow. He's a little bit late with it. Does finally get it in there now.
A little bit of attrition damage coming through.
There's also... Oh man, the
Engagement between
slingers.
blue and purple as well up the top.
He hasn't
Like,
actually upgraded his slingers from the ancient age.
yeah. Still trebuchets here as well, so haven't been upgraded to the cannons just yet.
Well, at least it's not a catapult.
Yeah, at least not a catapult, my friend.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point there. I don't know whether their trebuchets are actually focusing down the infantry. They really should be just starting on the city. City's
Yeah.
quite low.
They
There
do a
should be
little
enough
bit of
support.
damage, but
It's not
ultimately...
really worth, like...
Purple's army was pretty small, but
They actually do a fair bit of damage to like counter siege, like
Yeah.
catapults v like trebuchets. Like the trebuchets actually do a fair bit of damage. Same with like I'm pretty sure like boats as well, like ships. They do a fair bit of damage
Yeah,
if they
they
actually
do,
connect.
yeah.
Like cannons in particular, but yeah, trebuchets and catapults.
But there's
as
so
well.
many knights here from Prolays, and it's mainly an arquebuser, but there's actually a few bribes coming through from the spies. Not quite enough to actually turn the engagement. Meanwhile, with 3 cannons, Prolays, the white player, he is actually just firing down those barracks to prevent the production. Reinforcements are stemming in from green, but they're only the bowmen, and there's
Yeah.
still a few knights left.
That's just the free
Only
bowmen that
2
you're
of
actually
them,
going to be
though.
getting from
Yeah.
from building barracks as the Brits. Yeah, probably just not enough support there. I mean, like the longbowmen are great, but like not that great.
Yeah, and there's still some spies here. Once they get their
Arquebusier should be able to take out the cannons here from the looks of things. They're actually getting refaced and moved away by Prolays. Wants to try and keep that army in the front.
Oh, it's actually a scout now, so he can get those spies down with the counterintelligence. Orange Army's a little bit late moving up. They're not the best synergy, but the reinforcements are stemming in from Prolays.
Yeah, he's starting to get a few more units in. He does have the tech advantage in terms of age as well. So his units are just that little bit better.
Well, actually, Dante's are the same. They're arquebuses are both arquebuses.
Oh, yeah, okay, it is too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
These are medieval units, though. Pikemen and
okay, that's fair.
crossbowmen.
Yeah. No, I thought he had like an additional upgrade on like the pikemen, I was thinking, but yeah, no.
Alright, so it looks like there's still some action in the north. Just a bit of a tug-of-war. No one's really been able to see each other's base directly, but now Orange has reinforced the fight. And Green's armies were...
Kind of left him alone now, which is nice, I suppose. So.
Yeah, Aqua, though, actually trying to attack down the bottom, so... Yeah, it's like while there's a vulnerability in one side, the other side's actually punishing it here. Let's see if Aqua can really capitalize on this, though. He's bringing forth a cannon now, which he needs. So, still trying to take down the production. There's only a single bombard, though, so it will take a lot longer.
Rotation comes in from Cat Lover, our Orange, so he's helping Prolays out here.
But behind this engagement, Blue was actually able to secure that third city, where otherwise it was disabled. Yeah, so Yellow's looking in a bit of a rough spot. These are also, I think there's only medieval units. Yeah, medieval units here against the gunpowder. But this is a pretty big army between both of these players. It's going to be hard to deal with that defense, to defend that base.
Could we just switch over to the economical view screen as well? Just like have a quick look and see how everything's going. So.
Oh, like what? You mean this?
Yeah. Keep going. Pretty sure. Isn't there another one? No, maybe not. Oh, there's not. Okay,
so
that's alright.
Prolays is now on the Enlightenment age. So he's just playing this so well, having the biggest army, the best tech. Well, Dante's actually on Enlightenment as well. So
yeah, like Dante's playing this really well. Like the reason like he's really heady is his economy is nuts at the moment. Like he doesn't have a huge standing army, but his economy is like out of control. Especially like his knowledge income, like 270 is like really high, which means like lots of upgrades.
Yeah, so Prolays actually has a bit more income, but certainly not of knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh no, well he has more wood as well. Yeah, just less food. So that's true. So Dante does have a pretty big economic lead, but
just if he can like hold on to the city.
Yeah, that's gonna make a big difference. There's actually the hanging gardens, and that's really why he has the economic lead.
Yeah.
At least the knowledge lead. You get 50 knowledge from the hanging gardens. You also then get discounted, like heavily discounted, granary and lumber mill upgrades. So then you really can max out those cities. So hanging gardens is certainly a pretty strong wonder to get. It looks like the cannons from Blue are going to be denying the production, which will stem the reinforcements. So that's nice to see. But now there's a go to hussars. We have musketeers.
It's weird. He built his fortress on the backhand side of that city, actually. I guess that makes it hard to capture, I'm guessing. Because the fortress is actually still going to be up. So the catapults are only going to have to take out like the city first. Then they're going to have to take out the fortress, which might mean some more reaction time.
Yeah, meanwhile we see the city's gonna get captured here. Still only medieval age units. Even the cataphracts are only classical age against pikemen, heavy cavalry. So Yellow is gonna lose his city at the same time. This middle city from Red goes down. And
we really need some upgrades.
Yeah, this is gonna make a big difference. But probably Blue shouldn't be going for the siege factory. It's much less important than the barracks and the stables.
I love the taunts and stuff from Rise of Nations. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, so once the city is neutralized, he's going to also need to go for the fort and the stables. But we have a bit of army from Green, still with some hoplites though. And there's some few spies here too. Is there any scouts? There's actually an explorer here, so that's still going to be able to detect those scouts. And yeah, Aqua's raising the cities of Yellow. He's lost I think it was a barracks there as well. Going for the capture now. Needs to assimilate beforehand. A lot of bribes are coming through from these spies, but they're actually getting focused, so not really able to get too much. Gets a cuirass, like it's 2 of them actually.
Yeah, but doesn't get like anything important. So nice scout play, definitely.
Where's the orange going?
I don't know.
Oh, a nice attack with the hussars from Red. Able to get the bombard, able to force the retreat. Not many fusiliers, so there isn't really any counter to all of these hussars.
There's definitely not. Wow, Orange chose a really bad time to back away there.
Oh, well actually Orange is going down south to try and defend his teammate. Like get these cities back, but not a very good mix.
No,
I mean, there's 3
like
Fusiliers
musketeers
and 8 Musketeers, so Yeah, I like this. This surprise attack by Dante is able to actually hold his city, and he has economic lead, so he can, if he keeps that up, he'll be in a pretty good spot. Purple and blue haven't been doing too much, however. Gets a city up here though.
Yeah, starting to force each other back, I suppose. Yeah, they have been pretty quiet, haven't they, in terms of the game overall?
Yeah. So Yellow City has been taken back. I think it was actually reclaimed by Orange, but like you can't capture your teammates' cities. It'll go back to the original owner.
Yeah. Force the army off at least. I think that's the thing in team games, is that you just can't hold like a captured city long enough to assimilate it. Like
it's hard.
It's really tough because like the rotations come in from their teammates before that can actually happen. You have to take out like several armies at once.
Yeah.
Which is why I think you see longer games in like team games.
Yeah, I think coordination is very important in Resonations of team games because like the maps are pretty big and units are pretty slow relative to the game. So like it takes a while to move around, and plus then you get flanked. There's like the very hard counter system. So like you can counter opponent just by spamming nothing but hussars if you see they have too much musketeers, for example.
Yeah.
So we see most of our players getting up to the Enlightenment Age. Dante and Proles probably aren't too far off the Industrial. But yeah, Dante and Proles are pretty top 1v1 players. And so I like how like they're having their own kind of mini battle.
Yeah, big thing in the middle, and everyone else is kind of just chilling around the outsides.
Orange was helping for a while though. Yellow is really fallen behind a fair bit. Doesn't have much of an army. Yeah, but Green's actually building up quite a fair bit here.
Yeah, it's a pretty big one.
Doesn't really have any anti-cavalry. It needs to get some more fusiliers, but he has a lot of the arquebuses, the archers, which are like the equivalent to crossbowmen. And this city actually will get neutralized pretty quickly. Let's see where the army of Proles is.
I think it's a bit of a smaller one than it was. A lot of
there it is.
Yeah,
It was just garrisoned.
Yeah, a few of the arquebusiers did get taken down when he was going after the base of Dante.
Oh, sneaky blue.
Oh, very sneaky.
He goes for one of the wounded, well, one of the undefended bases. Like this one.
The one that I don't think has a temple either.
Yeah, it doesn't have a temple. This one has a fort, has production. It will force the retreat, and that's what I was saying. Like it takes a while to move around. If he does go back to this base, it means that he can't really help out Orange at the south. Meanwhile, we have Red moving into maybe taking his production. So
man, this is very sneaky.
Yeah, Proles is caught in an interesting spot. Purple really needs to help. This is what Purple should be doing right now. He should be helping out.
Need to help.
Either help out Proles or be going for the counter attack. Especially with the capital is actually pretty exposed up here. So Purple's kind of letting his team down a little bit. Oh, pretty big engagement here between Orange and Aqua. There's no supply, however. A lot of hussars from Aqua. Can't really tell how many Fusiliers we have. Not really too many, however, but...
The hussars can't really get into the cannons.
Yeah, Aqua's a little bit hesitant. Here comes Green's reinforcements as well. Looks like there's a pretty good encirclement of these units. There's just so many musketeers in the back line. Hussars are starting to now attack the lines. I think these reinforcements were a little bit unnecessary, but now he can counterattack against Yellow, perhaps even Orange. If he can take down Orange production, they'd be in a great spot.
Definitely would be nice.
Meanwhile, Proles does take back his own base, but it means he couldn't reinforce this engagement. He couldn't help out
not at all.
And turn the engagement around. And yeah, there's just too many numbers here for the right side. Meanwhile, Red hasn't quite joined the action just yet.
No, he's still chilling from the looks of things here.
Man, that's a huge loss for Yellow and Orange.
Yeah, isn't it though? Yeah. Yeah, they lost virtually all their units here, and they're still sticking around. They really need to like back off with what you've got. Sometimes you have to just count your losses and like pull back to a fort.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he probably shouldn't have stuck around for that long.
Yeah.
I think maybe he wanted to get that fort down.
Yeah. All the times you kind of just as soon as you realize you lose the engagement, just like pull everything back to like a fort. Make sure you've got that full garrison power, like try and hold from there until you can rebuild your army.
Okay, Dante has got the industrial age, and yeah, his army and his income's pretty huge.
It's the econ, man, like it's insane. Do you see the metal income?
Yeah, 386.
Like 386. That's nuts. Like plus like 355 for knowledge is really important because like late game researchers cost like a lot of knowledge.
It does, yeah. That Hanging Gardens has really paid off in the long run.
Another industrial age coming out. It's going to be Coin, actually.
Oh, the Aqua.
Yeah, he's going to be hitting his... oh, no, he doesn't. No, hang on, wait. No, it was Prolays. It was Prolays, yeah, hitting it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I misread
So
that.
they're pretty close together. The thing is, though, for Dante, the red player, is he has like a pretty big surplus of knowledge. So he's going to be able to just bank that up and spend it when he needs to. It does happen often when you are investing so much in military that you just don't really like have that knowledge spending. So we actually have this is cool. We have green offering to send his allies metal. You can exchange resources throughout your team. However, I think Dante's good for metal. You know, plus 300. There's actually a pretty big float of metal, really. Apart from Blue, who has 116 income.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Look at that, like 170 food. Like you really need more than that.
But he's a pretty on par with Blue. Blue and Purple aren't really.
Yeah.
They're just not. They don't have much of an impact.
I don't think they're top players. So.
Yeah. Whereas then we have like Dante and Proles, who are so close together. So we see now the light tank pop.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's
he's
a big
engaging
pop.
it
That's
now.
a big upgrade.
So he has a pretty good concave as well on the side, forces the retreat, as we do have Blue also going for the engagement. He's on the Enlightenment Age, so he has a pretty good army here.
I think Prolays is trying to pull back. He did actually hit the Enlightenment Age.
Yeah.
He did actually hit, Industrial Age behind, so he's not going to have the upgrades just yet.
Doesn't have his light tanks, but
he's nowhere near the economy either.
He has the Rifleman. And so,
Dante.
meanwhile, we see Aqua going for a siege. So it looks like the left side is starting to crumble. It was smart, though, how Proles did retreat, but it means that he actually lost his production behind this. Having
Loses the barracks and the siege.
Having to
probably.
rebuild all of those. And, yeah, actually going for this undefended city. Nice rotation there. There's one also big part of Rise of Nations is attack where your opponents are vulnerable. Because you just take the cities instantly. This is pretty much instantly, right? Otherwise, it would take him a long time to siege down this fortress, the major city. There's no temple. Well, there actually was a temple. So that one's being captured now. And at the south here as well, Yellow City will be captured too. Alright, there's Orange's army. It's pretty small, however, but he is actually at least on Industrial Age. Wow, there's so many musketeers and no fusiliers.
Is there like a terracotta army somewhere, or like what's going here?
Pyramids.
Nah, he's just got the pyramids, bro.
That's actually one thing. None of our players have any wonders outside of the original Classical Age trio. Pyramids, Hanging Gardens, and the Colossus.
What does Dante have? Like, have a look. Surely he's got something. So.
He has Hanging... Oh, Treaty... Versailles. Like, whenever I hear the word Versailles, my brain just thinks Treaty of Versailles.
Yeah. Versailles as well. So, I'll look through Blue as well. Like, does he have anything? Not really. No wonders.
Alright, I think there's actually an engagement going on.
We'll have to scroll on down.
Oh no, this is a siege.
Yeah, it's just siege.
Yeah, meanwhile, Aqua has taken the city. Let's double check what Versailles does. I think it gives you the French wagons. Reduces the non-knowledge costs of a library by 50%. Considering he has such a knowledge float as well, that's going to give him an even more of a lead.
I think that's really important just late game.
Yeah.
Just like when there's huge investments you have to put into the upgrades.
Plus your supply wagons heal, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, so Prolos has finally got some of his upgrades done. He should be able to come into this one and win against the light tanks.
Well, there's still light tanks versus light tanks. It's looking pretty even.
Stuff? Yeah, he might do. Yeah.
A bit more riflemen, and the comrade actually is going to be healing, as well as giving the extra bonuses. The Monarch hasn't been upgraded, so it doesn't have as much of a bonus as what the comrade does. Even the extra fortress upgrade gives him +2 armor radius as well. We'll be bribing away some of these tanks, so I think that's one thing about Dante. He's been constantly bribing units, which is really nice to see. Not many players actually utilize that.
Some of the AT guns going to be coming out though as well for like Proles. It's going to be good. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, he's got like 3 or 4 now, maybe more.
Okay, so actually we see action between Blue and Purple, something that's been pretty much non-existent.
Bit of an old school battle if nothing else here, like musketeers and bit of artillery coming down as well.
So Orange is actually trying to attack Green whilst Yellow's lost some of his cities. So we basically have 4 separate engagements all throughout the map.
Happening at the same time.
I don't think Purple can really hold this though.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really seem to have a lot
they're
of units.
medieval age infantry against musketeers as well.
Wow, they're going to go down
and there's
real
hussars
hard.
especially. There's only the heavy archers, so Purple not quite having the army. But I mean, the positioning isn't that great from Blue. Meanwhile, we see the light tanks being popped to the south here. So we'll force a retreat from Aqua. Actually holds on to his city.
Yeah.
Alright, and here's the main engagement we need to see though. But a much better positioning from Dante, as well as those better upgrades. Is healing through the engagement.
Good concave, really good.
Proles just doesn't have the army and the upgrades that he needs. Again, it's still the Monarch, so I think this army will crumble. And with that army down, Proles is the main player in this game for the left side. If he falls, everyone else will soon follow.
Yeah, definitely will. So, Capital was actually taken there, and he's still being held on the side of Spirit. His capital's down, and Donald's going pretty ham for it. Which means if he doesn't get it back in the next 3 minutes 55, he's going to be out of this game, and then Proles is going to have several people to deal with.
Well, actually, we do have biplanes.
Yeah.
So no anti-air just yet from Dante. I do like that, though. He knows he can't win in a straight-on fight, so he builds some air units.
Forces a bit of unit mixing coming out here, which makes Proles' life a little bit more, a little bit
I don't think there's
better.
any infantry here. There's no infantry.
Yeah.
He actually had a lot of the commandos, though, so they just detonated it with the TNT, so it took the building down very quickly. But he can't actually capture it.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Is that like 6-1 advantage for right team? I think it might be.
Or is it... I don't know.
We've got a few. I'm pretty sure it might be 6-1 advantage. I'm not sure.
6-1 to points, probably, though,
6-1
not
to
like,
points, yeah.
not number of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is looking grim, and sooner or later we're going to see Purple fall. We may have to see Proles like try and... Yeah, he resigned.
Resigned, yeah.
This game was looking pretty over.
can't
Purple
really do
would have
much.
fallen. Even Proles was falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Aqua would have eventually won the bottom. So, yeah, GG.
GG indeed, machine.
Oh, we actually had Dante got it in Modern Age as well. Yeah, that's probably why he
Yeah.
GG'd.
His modern age was like, oh no.
Yeah, he has
can't do
infantry.
that.
Yeah, this is Modern Age infantry.
Yeah.
Only light tanks, so that would have been coming up pretty soon. So, yeah, that was a pretty close game actually.
Yeah.
Very back and forwards. No one was really able to like hold a captured city, but Dante just pulled like crazy far
Yeah,
ahead.
crazy economy, man. I think if Proles managed to capture and hold the city,
Yeah, good defense though.
yeah, might have been able to like stymie it, I suppose. But that's strong. So yeah.
600 knowledge plus this Versailles, he would have just continued to skyrocket further and further ahead. I like that defense though, because Dante didn't reveal his composition of units like until the end. He sat back there, not really trying to fight, until all of a sudden there was a massive hussar army, I think it was at the time, that the
Yeah, it
heavy
was, yeah.
cavalry, whatever they were, against only just musketeers or arquebuses. So he got completely hard countered. And even if Orange stayed there, like it was still just
Yeah, it was
basic
still gonna
infantry
be, like,
versus
bad,
hussars. So yeah, I think obviously Dante was a huge MVP. Aqua did nice though down here. He really tied up like both of these players. They couldn't really help out Proles. So yeah, just great teamwork here. We saw like Blue try and attack Proles, which prevented him from defending.
Yeah, it was good.
So quite tactical actually. That was a nice game.
Definitely was. Yeah, good fun.
All right.
Team games and Rise of Nations are good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll definitely do more Rise of Nations on the channel
Yeah.
anyway, so make sure you subscribe to keep up with all our future Rise of Nations videos. Cheers.
Please subscribe to the General's Gentleman. If you enjoy our content, you can support us at patreon.com/General's Gentleman.